Welcome back to another episode of the Folding Towels podcast. It's me, David.
And it's me, Jackie.
And we are here with two special guests. We're actually recording this on the Gold Coast at the moment. We are,
and it's sunny today, thank goodness.
We're at the Massage and Myotherapy Australia conference.
And we are having a ball. We've learnt a lot, and we are a little bit tired today because it is the final day, but it's been fantastic.
Yes. So who are our guests today, Jackie?
We have Davey, who is the CEO of Massage and Myotherapy Australia, and Selena Hagen, who is the Vice President of Massage and Myotherapy Australia, the lovely association that we're both with, actually.
Yes, and have been for years.
Yes, my whole time. Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you. Right. It's great to be here.
Well, let's get started.
Yeah.
There is a question that we ask all of our guests, and that is...
It's a really important question.
It is. No judgments either.
No judgments.
Who is your favourite superheroes and why?
Oh, my goodness. Do you want... Will I go first?
You go first.
I go first. Mine's Bumblebee.
Bumblebee?
Mm-hmm.
Who is Bumblebee?
Out of Transformers. Because he's got a cute personality, and he started out as this crappy car, and then he turned into this beautiful yellow sports car, and he's just cute.
Okay. I love it. I love it. I'm a fan.
Mine's the complete opposite of that one. Might actually give you a bit of an insight into my personality, actually. I am not a superhero fan at all. I'm not a Marvel fan. My husband's a big Marvel movie fan. So I've inadvertently watched a few of them, but the one that sticks out in my head the most and the one that I remember and the one that I laughed my head off, Deadpool. Yes. It's just to the point where I bought him a little bobblehead figurine and everything, and that's probably more mine than his. So yeah, it'd have to be Deadpool.
That's great. Yeah, that is awesome. I actually haven't seen Deadpool, but seen a few clips. Yeah.
So funny. It's on your list now.
It is. It is. My husband keeps nagging me about it. Yeah.
Well, we're really excited to have you here as guests on the podcast. Both Jackie and myself have been members of the association for quite some time. And Massage and Myotherapy, not necessarily under that name, has been around for 21 years.
Yes, it has.
Yeah. Are you able to give us just a brief rundown of the history and the coming of the association?
Sure. The association was born out of the state-based associations, and they all came together back in, 21 years ago, and decided that they needed a national body. So it did take a couple of years for that to happen. And so what came out of that was the Australian Association of Massage Therapists. And then in 2016, you take a look and the industry has moved on, myotherapy, and, there was a process, and it was rebranded to, or trading as, Massage and Myotherapy Australia, which is great.
So I remember having it thrust on me when I was training all those years back ago as a massage therapist, and the head of our school was very insistent. You must be a member of an association. Join now as a student. You must be a member of an association. I remember at that time just thinking, oh yes, you get a cool journal, and and that's about it. And that's what I carried until I graduated and went through the process of getting my membership and started to see exactly what associations do. And it's something that we do see come up in forums fairly frequently, that there is a little bit of an ignorance or maybe an apathy as to what the role of the association is, beyond just getting your provider numbers. Now, we have heard through the conference today many of the initiatives that the association has had, and we've been sat here quite excited, and we've sat in some very interesting lectures over the last couple of days.
Indeed.
Can you give us a rundown, first of all, of the function of the association, why people really should be a member of a professional association, and some of the initiatives that Massage and Myotherapy Australia is bringing into this profession?
Well, there's an association for everything, from spas to massage to gifts and the like. And what they are, it's interesting, they're called peaks. And what an association does is represent an industry and represent their members. So first and foremost, it is for members, and we provide services to members, such as the journal that you talked about, such as administration to the private health funds. But we are much more than administration to the health funds. We have our partners, Aon. We do a lot of advocacy work. We are involved in research. We collaborate with other associations to try and move the industry forward or to argue with government. And now there's a term called super peaks. So as an association, we join associations. So our association is a member of Associations Forum. We're a member of COSBOA, the Council of Small Business Organisations Australia, which looks left of field because we're health sector, but the majority of our members are small businesses. So COSBOA and Associations Forum would be seen as a super peak because they're a peak body for peak bodies. And I think you're right, David, in that our members don't understand what an association is for. And I think that is changing, and I think the public are aware of what it means for any professional to be a member of an association. So
we did sort of have a touch on a few of these topics in some of the forums that we've had this weekend. And I know personally, speaking to a lot of therapists, they're getting kind of sick of not really being recognised. And I think that that whole idea of, well, we're either lumped in with allied health, which is not accurate really, or we're lumped in with just random massage places. We won't use the S word.
yes.
But yeah, like there's a lot of people that are really wanting to take that next step and really find out, well, how can I build my industry as well as building my business?
Yeah, and we get that a lot. And, let's put it out there, there's flashing signs on every corner that can say that they're massage. More recently, there's been the decriminalisation of sex work in a few of the states, and every state is following. And we put in numerous submissions to ask them to not allow them to use the term massage when they advertise.
Yeah, right.
But massage is deemed a part of sex work.
Yeah.
So it's not a protected title. You can't, and we can't protect it. We've tried. And we don't, as an association, we don't have an opinion about sex work. What we have an opinion about is the effect it has on our membership and the safety of our members and the safety of the public. We are working hard to get massage off the skilled migration list because, well, it's human trafficking and exploitation of women. And it's
we all know
fair.
that does happen in our industry. Yeah.
We do. And I think to answer your question, I think a lot of members think that becoming APRA registered will answer all those questions and provide a solution for all of that, but it won't.
Yeah.
It won't automatically give you GST exemption. It will not automatically give you Medicare numbers. Or what it will do is force another form of auditing or another form of membership. So it may assist in some things, but it may not. And for our members, I think having a scope of practice, having that ability to be complementary therapy, and not just massage is so good for the industry.
Yeah. I do believe we need to take a lot of those little tiny baby steps and see them add up.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you look, there's NDIS. I know it's very complicated. We just had a small win with the Department of Health and Ageing for the home care package. So I'm hoping to harness the success of that. And we did a lot of arguing with the Department of Health and Ageing because the way they made the decision, and they just wanted a qualified therapist. And we just said, along with 4 other associations, said, no, they need to be a member of an accredited association, not just hold a qualification.
Yeah.
I'm just going to hit pause. Before we hear more about the role of the association, I'd like to ask both Selena and Anne about their backgrounds. And Selena, as the vice president of the association, you've come out of the industry. You're a volunteer in the association, picked for your skills. Please tell us a bit about where you've come from.
I first started my journey as a massage therapist in 2000, so I'm hitting the 24-year mark this year. I first started out doing a Bachelor of Sports Science, actually. So I studied at uni in Tasmania in the University of Launceston, and always had an interest in the body and how it moves and works. I finished my degree and realised I was qualified to do absolutely nothing with it. Bachelor of Applied Science with a major in sports science. Applied for a job in a gym. Wouldn't get it because I didn't have my certificate 3 in fitness training. So, 3 years after doing my degree, I'll go and do a certificate 3 in fitness training, get a job in a gym, work as a personal trainer, still working with the body and how it moves. Wasn't really doing much for me. 12 years hospitality, so I had a job that was paying for me to do all these things, travelled a bit, wasn't really finding anything that I really loved and thought I could do for the rest of my working life. And while I was overseas, my mum actually rang and she said, I've just found this ad in the paper for an introduction to massage weekend. It's the weekend after you get back from overseas. Do you want to do it? And because I'd played a lot of sport as a kid, I'd had a few massages here and there. I sort of mucked around giving dad neck and shoulder massages and stuff. And I said, yeah, why not? Give it a go. And I walked into that room, and the moment I put my hands on somebody, that was it. I just knew that this is exactly what I wanted to do. Signed up for the Cert 4. My parents had to pay for it because I had no money after travelling. Paid for my massage table, and then went on and did my diploma the year after, and haven't looked back. Got to, when did I join the board? 2018.
Mm-hmm.
2018. So I'd been in the industry for 18 years. Was kind of looking for something a little bit different. Tasmanian directorship had sort of come up for nomination. I spoke to a few people and they said, yeah, go for it. And whilst at the time it was incredibly new, and we've changed a few things in the process of since I joined the board, but I'm absolutely loving it. I'm loving that different side of the industry. So that, yes, I'm a hands-on therapist, but I love seeing the other side and how I can have an impact and how we can help as a board, helping those members at the coalface. And yeah, I absolutely love it.
There's actually quite a lot that happens in the association that you guys do that people just don't know.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot that goes on behind the scenes. And whilst we were saying before, it's most of our members think of it just as provider numbers.
Yeah.
There is an awful lot that we do.
Or slapping of wrists.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
And Anne, can we hear a little bit about your story? How did you come to be a part of the association?
Oh, it was never planned, no. I suppose if I go way back, I left school at the age of 17. I was in my typing class and we did have electric typewriters. And the teacher said, there's a job here that you might like. So I got it, and it was at the University of Melbourne as a junior in the Department of Dental Medicine and Surgery. And I basically typed biopsy reports. So I can spell all these words, but I don't know how to what they mean. And then I just managed to sort of work my way through a few departments of the Faculty of Medicine, Dentistry and Health Sciences, and with, heavily involved in, NH and MRC grant applications, education, timetabling, the importance of research. And when I was about 25, I was working for a professor of anatomy and in the neuroscience department, and he said, "I think you should do a degree." So I did. So I did a Bachelor of Commerce, and I majored in human resource management, admin management, and I did a minor in IT. Then I went off and had babies and ran a company with my husband, worked in childcare, and then around the traps, someone knew my predecessor and said she needed somebody to come in and write policies and procedures for a 6-month contract. So I said, "Oh, why not? Do it part-time." And 15 years later, I'm still here, and now I'm CEO.
Right.
So,
One of the common accusations of members is that they believe that associations are often detached from the industry, and I think it's a pretty ignorant viewpoint. We are a member-led and profession-led association.
look, and I totally understand that. And I think historically in massage, the association has been run by a therapist, somebody who's worked in the industry. But the association is also a business. So, you need to run the business as a business, but also I am passionate about this industry, and I can see that it is on the periphery, embedded in the health sector, because it is embedded in the health sector, but we're just not quite there.
Yeah.
And I would love to be able to get it there.
And you have a really rich background in some of that knowledge. You mentioned policy and you mentioned all the medical terminology. That's a great start as well.
Yeah.
And it's not just 5 minutes of that background.
No.
It's many years. So, yeah.
And worked as association manager before becoming CEO. So she knew the association inside out
Right.
before she even became CEO. So,
But a lot of it is about, and it sounds very simple, but networking and talking to people, and I think
she's so good at it.
We
Well-
did just mention that to everybody at the conference.
Yeah.
yeah, and I think working with the other 4 associations, we've come to be known as the United Associations, and that started during COVID. We pulled our resources so that we could keep up with directions, and we've continued on. We're members of the Council of Small Business Organisations Australia, COSBOA, and I'm a director with them. And I have learned so much more about advocacy and open doors, to the Department of Home Affairs to learn about the skilled migration visa. So I think there's more to it than being a massage therapist. But also I have a board of directors who 6 of them or 8 of them are massage therapists or myotherapists. They're the experts in the actual industry, the hands-on. I'm not. But I don't think that that's what's needed to run an association.
Anne has given us all the advocacy that she has done in the last, say, 3 years post-COVID. She has given us quite the voice at that government level. We are now being asked for submissions and gets phone calls from certain politicians asking for her opinion on certain things that come across their table. So the hard work that Anne and the staff have put in behind the scenes is actually getting us as massage therapists getting elevated more and more and more at that government level. So
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you able to talk at a high level about some of those advocacy initiatives?
Yeah, we've done a lot of submissions about the skilled migration visas. I think I mentioned it before. We've done a lot of submissions about, for instance, pre-budget submission to try and get get funding for the advanced diploma nationally, not have it as a Victorian state-based qualification. Whilst it can be taught nationally, it's still a Victorian qualification because other states are calling out for higher ed, particularly WA. We're always being asked for, there was a national autism strategy. So we did a poll survey of our members to find out how many members treat clients with autism. There was the Tasmanian, I think it's either a 5-year or 10-year health strategy that they're working on. So we put in a submission about the benefits of massage and how that can support their health strategy. So it's varied. It's not all negative about sex workers and flashing signs. It's about what our members, our practitioners can do for the health industry, mental health, suicide prevention, Department of Veterans Affairs, Respect at Work. They contacted us because we've talked to them to the government a lot about sexual harassment in our industry, which is a massive problem.
Yeah.
And so I suddenly got this email saying, can I come and talk to you? And I said to the person, well, how do you know about us? And she said, I've read every single one of your submissions.
Wow.
Yeah, which
Okay.
surprised me. Yeah. So whilst we sit in the office and I get a lot of support, I do have somebody that writes the submissions for us, a contractor, and supports us. You don't know what happens when it gets there. But then when you get asked to attend the Federal Attorney General's 3-day conference on Modern Slavery Act, which was very, very heavy. There were people there with lived experience but talking about the act with these people, it's pretty, the topic's not exciting, but it's exciting that we are being recognised.
Yeah, for sure.
I remember back in, I think it was 2014 or 2015, Medibank had a freeze on new practitioners coming into recognition by the health funds, and then
that was me that got caught up in that.
and then there was the review into natural and alternative therapies, where there was a real threat that massage may be dropped from recognition altogether, and we did see some types of allied and alternative health dropped out of the system. And I did read the submission by AANT at the time, as well as ATMS, but there was a long, extensive fight for that recognition, and we're still here where others are not.
A lot of that is to do with that background advocacy, with that lifting of the profile of massage therapy in the health industry from not just our association, but that's definitely lifting that profile keeps that still ticking away in those health funds.
And this will, I guess, form the basis of the next question. That submission, it was substantial. There were hundreds of pages of evidence supplied by the association as to the efficacy of massage and to its legitimacy, which I guess as many members, we probably wouldn't have had access to that level of information to fight for ourselves.
No, and from memory, that we commissioned somebody from the University of South Australia, University of Adelaide, I'm not sure, to assist us to pull that paper together. And that's what the government were looking for. They were looking for Cochrane level, NHMRC level research, not us saying it's good for you. Yeah, and that's what we believe, that's what pushed it over the line.
I believe it saved our industry.
Yeah. But we weren't, we can't take all the credit, and I would never do that. The other associations, as you mentioned, ATMS, ANTA, they put in submissions as well.
Mm.
So, and now we all work together. I wish we'd worked together back then.
Mm.
Yeah. But
Baby steps.
baby steps. That's
Lots have happened
exactly
since
right.
COVID.
Yes.
Well, that's exactly right, Selena. There has been a lot of change. You can kind of feel it in the air a little bit with the industry. Like, people have really, since COVID, decided, well, I actually need to look after my health a little bit more. So, yeah, so much has changed. It's really good.
I think the biggest thing, one of the biggest things for us coming out of COVID was that we had so many years of non-face-to-face meetings, of no face-to-face workshops. When we could finally get those back up and running again, we sat around the board and thought, how can we give back to our members? We've spent the last 2 or 3 years where we haven't been able to do anything really other than keep ticking away and doing a lot of that advocacy stuff in the background. But how can we now physically give back to our members? And that's where Gary, our president, has come up with those board initiatives. And you would all know as members that there has been a lot more given back to you as far as workshops being on offer. We've got the conference back face-to-face again, and all our scholarships that we've come up in the last 12 months to 2 years is us being able to give back to our members. And yes, it gives you the CPO points, but it's also a lot of that chance to face-to-face connect again, which we hadn't had for so long.
Well, Selena, I'd love to know more about the initiatives that the association is running.
Well, so Gary put it to us as a board that we would all come up with our own individual initiatives and to work through and to be able to put back out to our members. So the first one that we implemented was Vince Cosentini, who's one of our previous board members. He, with a lot of his extensive contacts, we offered a Football Australia scholarship, which was sent one of our members off to China for the, I backtrack, Uni Games scholarship. So sent one of our members over to China to be massage therapist at World Uni Games. We have had the Football Australia one where we had 2 therapists working with the Pararoos, so our para soccer team. And we also had a WTA tennis one where we've had sent one of our members to Adelaide this year, working with the WTA tennis tournament over there. So whilst they're the sporting ones and they're, big, funky lookings.
People probably know about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's other scholarships that we've had this weekend at the conference that we have also initiated. So there's the one that we have every year, which is our scholarship to bring a therapist to the conference that has never been before. So that's an ongoing, regular, yearly one. But this year we've also had a new one introduced with a case study scholarship. So on the back of me presenting my case study at Auckland last year and the success of that, we sort of thought, well, maybe we should have put it to the members. If somebody has a case study or somebody has the opportunity to develop their own case study, let's get our members presenting at the conference. So that's where we developed a case study scholarship, which has been introduced this year for the first time.
We've just heard from Andrea Pluck, and
Yes.
She's a proud Adelaidean, and so are we.
I was
so you know
listening to
Andrea.
her speech and almost crying because she was presenting her case study that she did because she was the recipient of that
Yes.
scholarship.
Yes.
And just sitting there like a proud mum, it was awesome. She is wonderful and well liked and very well respected in South Australia. So yes, a little bit of SA pride there.
She presented very well.
She
Her
did.
case study went down very well. And I've literally just walked out of her presenting it this morning, and some of the questions, she handled the questions very well, but she choked up when somebody asked her a particular question
Yes.
about the psychological benefits of the outcomes of her case study. And she got quite emotional because she was saying that, we can connect with this man, we can communicate with him so much better now. And I think, as knowing myself, last year when I did the same thing, somebody asked me the same question and I got emotional myself when I thought about how I had been able to help my client the whole way through, and looking at it from that perspective rather than just the technical case study side of things. But when you look at it from that personal point of view. So it was really, really quite touching listening to her this morning. It's like hand on heart kind of stuff. Yeah.
Definitely.
The other initiative we have is the CPE scholarships.
Oh, yes, the rural ones, the rural and
Yes.
regional ones. There's just so many I forget. So Stacey, our Queensland-based director, she lives rurally. Yes. And she saw a need to get some CPE events. And she saw a need for the continuing education in those rural areas. So her initiative was there's two areas to it. One was to get a presenter to come to a region and have them present to a bunch of therapists, and the other scholarship was to have one individual therapist sent wherever they wanted to go to do a course or a workshop of some sort or conference. So, two separate ones to the same sort of idea.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We're working on a few others at the moment. There's Pain Revolution.
Yes.
Pain Revolution Australia. So we're looking at hopefully getting something up where we can have one of our therapists being recognised as a Pain Revolution.
A local pain educator.
Okay.
Through Pain Revolution. The other one is our certification program, which we're relaunching, and that's one of the director's initiatives.
Is that Paul's or is it
Paul and Charlotte
Paul together? Yeah, we did just hear from them this morning, and yes, it is a little bit of a relaunch.
Yes, it is very much a relaunch.
It's a bit exciting.
Yes,
as someone who loves policies and procedures, I am quite happy to say that I'm certified.
Yay!
Done. Congratulations!
Wow. I sat there and I sat next to David listening to that, and I was like, oh, I think I have to do this, David. I'm one of those people, I'm always complaining that I'm time poor. So I'm like, I'll put that off. I'll do that later. And then I never really do it, or it's like 2 years later.
We're all getting
So,
back.
yeah. So, I think that might happen a bit sooner than 2 years from now.
One of the common questions that certainly I get asked by clients is, first of all, are you qualified?
Good. That's a
Yes,
good
it is a
question
good
to be
question.
asked. Yes, we like that one.
And I'm able to point to certificates on the wall, including my certification, to say I actually have Australian recognised and independently assessed recognition from the industry.
Excellent.
Yeah. We are going to do a podcast hopefully in a month or two, purely about the certification process and all of that. So if any of our listeners do have any questions, hold on, or we will add some links to show notes as well. Hopefully we don't forget that being on holidays.
We do see therapists complain about there's too many things to comply with, but they're the same people who are asking to be seen as more professional in the industry.
But realistically, if you understand the program, It's not asking you to do anything that you shouldn't be doing anyway.
Correct. This is correct.
That is true.
We just make it easier for you to do it that way. The program does.
Yeah, you guys have kind of put together a bit of a checklist and said, hey, did you do your first aid? And, you know, are you washing your hands?
Have you got a refund policy on a piece of paper, not in your head?
Yeah.
Everybody has a refund policy. They do. They don't necessarily have it written down for their clients. It's just simple things like that.
Dealing with conflict.
Yeah. Dealing with conflict. Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
So
for anyone who employs all the HR standards and requirements for being ethical and compliant.
Correct. And that changes almost on a daily basis, doesn't it?
Yeah. So you do make it a lot easier for us to actually comply with the things that we do need to comply with. So we will add a link to the correct website for that to show notes. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And are you able to talk to us again at a high level about the collaborations of the association?
Yeah, we do. I am a talker, as we've said. So I talk to a lot of people, and whenever I talk to people, it creates work, which is fantastic. But we collaborate, and the board are really happy that the way this is going. So we collaborate with 4 other associations, ATMS, ANTA, MA and MAA. And what we're working on at the moment is a due diligence process to work with the RTOs and the colleges so that we can ensure that their education not only meets our membership standards or membership criteria and also meets the private health funds criteria, but it also makes it easier for the colleges because they only have to submit 1 form and they get 5 associations. But it's not about us going rubber stamping, saying, no, you don't meet the criteria. It's about us working with the colleges and partnering with them, which is, you know, we've got to face it, RTOs are doing it tough. You know, they're running a business and they've got to have an on-campus clinic and that's expensive. But so that's one sort of area. But we also partner with people internationally and throughout COVID, and it's just COVID has a lot to answer for, but it actually made the world so much smaller because everybody started Zooming. And, you know, we've got partners in the UK, in Ireland, in Canada, in the US, in New Zealand. As you know, we partnered with Massage New Zealand last year for the conference, and we work together. You know, all these people are contacting us to submit articles to our journal. So it's almost becoming an international journal.
You're going to have to put out 5 a year instead of 4.
Yeah. No.
Double the size.
Yeah. And we also, what we've started to do is hold an international virtual symposium, not to replace the face-to-face, but to bring something else to the table for our members or for our practitioners. So last year we partnered with Think Tree Hub in the UK. So they brought 3 presenters and we brought 3 presenters, and they were all very different. It was a very holistic kind of approach to it. So this year we've added Healwell from the US. So we'll all have bring 2 presenters to the table. So each year I hope to add a country until it gets out of hand. And get, you know, an international focus because you know, it just builds your credibility to be able to work with these other people.
And again, going back to what we were talking about before, it's those little connections that all add up, those tiny baby steps that mean that massage is seen as so much more than just a bit of a rub.
Yeah. Absolutely. And to hear, I think for me during COVID, talking to all of these people all over the world and subsequently, is that we all have the same problems. They've got the the problem with decriminalisation of sex work. They've got the problem of harassment, but they've also got the good things as well. They've
Yeah.
got passionate members. They've got, the public that want massage, regardless of having a health fund rebate.
Yeah.
They've got an ageing population. They've got people in chronic pain, mental health, and all of our systems are different. All of our health systems are different, but we've all got the same goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that is a lot.
It is a lot.
That's sleep. That's a lot.
Between working as a massage therapist and all the external board stuff and running a family, some days I really wonder how I'm
Yes.
Yeah.
But isn't that what they say?
Get a busy person
Yeah.
to do it.
If you want something done, ask a
So
busy
much.
person.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
Well, to round things out, perhaps you can talk about the vision and some of the objectives of the association for the next 5 years.
Oh, that's a big question.
Well, we have
so much.
our current strategic plans coming to the end of this year, the end of next year.
Mm.
So
One of our taglines is to be the leader of the massage profession. And that's what we're working towards with our advocacy, with the education, with what we're offering with our CPE. We've upgraded our online learning platform. Whilst you cannot do all your CPE with online learning, you have to do some hands-on.
Well, can I butt in there for a
Yeah.
second? Because David and I were only talking about this on the podcast either last week or the week last week.
353.
And I had gone onto the website and looked up because we were looking at free or very low cost options for CPE. And that's one of the things that came up. And I think I could be wrong with the number, but I think there's about 70 webinars available
Yes.
on the website.
I have no idea how many there are, but there
It's
probably
a lot.
are.
it's at
It is
least
a
one
lot.
a week that we
Yeah.
run
It's
at
a lot.
least.
At
Like
least, yeah.
through, all the things that you've recorded with the presenters that come from interstate and
Yeah.
there is hundreds of hours of learning.
It's
So
overwhelming to look at. actually.
I knew there
not
was a
hard
lot
to
but-
get your CPE
Yeah.
every year. It is
Yeah.
not hard.
Yeah.
Mm.
And again, you can't do it just with webinars,
No.
but you can do a lot
Yeah,
through
there
just
is-
webinar. Yeah.
But there is also our health and learning online platform,
Yes.
which is the interactive, and we have upgraded it, and
Yeah.
that's part of our
Yeah.
vision at the moment
Yeah.
to improve that.
I know people will be very happy to hear that.
Yes.
that was a little
Yeah.
thing that was like
And a lot of the feedback that we've got is that members want anatomy and physiology refresher. So we're working with somebody, I won't say
Yeah.
because we're still early,
Yeah.
but to get an online learning module.
Mm.
That's
Yes.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Because I need that.
Yeah,
honestly.
everybody.
Yeah.
And we did, while we're on the subject of CPE, we recently did our annual CPE survey to ask members what they want. And anatomy and
Okay.
physiology is always at the top. And, but we also asked for people's postcodes, and which sounds silly, but what we can now do is drill down and go, hey, in your part of Victoria, the people there want to learn about this. So we can actually develop a CPE
Brilliant.
calendar.
Fantastic.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
It may not work as well as I've just described it, but it will get there. This is the first year we've done that. And
Yeah.
it's not about us being in the office. You asked the question before, what is the association there for? Members don't understand. It is about what members want.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. And, you don't want to send out surveys every week. I do understand that.
There are a few, but it's good.
It
And
is.
usually they are quite quick. I do a lot of surveys and I'm like, did I do that CPE one? I can't remember.
I've got one last question, and this comes from one of the common complaints about massage therapy is that many of us work independently, and the industry can get quite lonely. And I know that the association has talked about the relaunch of its ambassadors program. Can you just give us a little bit of a rundown about about what that is
Yep.
and what
So
it might
we-
look like?
Yeah, we have the ambassadors program was started to have people on the ground basically to bring members together. And I know 15, 20 years ago, members didn't want to get together because they didn't want them stealing their clients and those sorts of things. And we've moved on from that. We have
Good.
really moved on from that. And so now I think last count, we've got 58 ambassadors across the country.
Wow, that's quite a few.
Yeah, but we're wanting more, because
Okay.
there are some area. Actually, I recruited one last night at the gala dinner.
Yes. Doing a job again. Doing a job again.
And the role of an ambassador is, we ask them to facilitate workshops, but what some of them do is they help us facilitate regional meetings. So regional meeting not being you have to go into a room and have a meeting with members. It's about bringing in your local physio to give a little talk about how they might might refer clients to them, vice versa, what they do, a particular condition. It's not a continuing professional education event. It's,
It's more a get together.
it's more a
Mm.
get together. What some do is they get together and somebody will bring a problem client and they will discuss how they will treat that person, get
Yeah.
ideas from
Yeah.
each other. So the ambassador, we don't want it to be onerous. So if anybody out there wants to be an ambassador, please contact the association. We are there to support them.
Yeah.
Or the other way around, what we want from them is the local knowledge.
Yeah.
So do you know of a community hall that we can hire? Do you know what the talk is in the area? Do you know of a caterer that perhaps can bring some sandwiches? That sort of thing.
Mm.
So, but we do it.
Yeah.
The office supports the person. It's not
Mm.
about them having to spend hours emailing members. We will market it. And, if they don't know who to bring or they want a presenter or somebody to come and have a chat with them about a particular topic, we can find that person, hopefully, for them.
Mm. I think you've been an ambassador, haven't you, David?
Yeah, I got involved just before COVID hit.
Oh.
Then the ability to face-to-face
That's
things.
that way to go.
Yeah, there's that word. Will it ever go away?
I do remember going to a couple of things. That I think
Yeah.
you organised a few
Yeah.
things.
But I will say that Gary, the president, and I, every year we try and hold a member meeting through our ambassadors
Yeah.
in every state.
Mhm.
So, and the local director generally comes as well.
Yes.
And it's basically a ask us anything.
That's another thing, again, that we have reintroduced post-COVID
Yeah.
to give back to members. So
Mm.
anybody noticed that certainly last year we held that many member meetings in the whole 12 months amongst, I think, multiple
Well, they were
ones in each
20th
state.
anniversary party.
That's right, yes.
That's-
Yeah.
That was a good one. I went to that.
Yeah.
I went to the one in the Barossa. We had
Yeah.
a chocolate fondue.
It's also a way for us as directors and the board to get out to our membership and talk to us and for them to realise that we are not untouchable, we are not unapproachable either. Like, we are essentially all therapists as well. And I think previously over the years, the sort of directors have not really mingled with our members as much. But I think now, especially the board that we have now, we all get on really well. We've got a great board culture, and it's that whole get out to our members, get known, let them approach us. Any questions, we are more than open for anybody to approach us and ask a question. And like the walk this morning, it was a chat, a way for us to be away from the conference and just have a chat with
Very
our members.
casual.
And really casual, and it was great. I was very impressed with the amount that turned up at
Oh, wow.
7:30 on a Sunday morning after conference dinner. including myself. Very impressed.
It was my first conference, and I'm so thrilled that I have actually come to conference this year. It's been fantastic.
It's
But
really good to
I
know.
got warned by so many people about, massage therapists like to dance. And I'm just
Yeah,
like,
found that out.
okay. And then David had warned me he doesn't, which is fine. And I'm a bit, sort of do but don't.
Did you dance last
I did.
night?
Yes, I
The
did.
dance floor was
Yeah.
not empty at
It was
all.
not.
We had to move tables.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Mm. They
Yeah,
said
it's
they
great.
gave us their large dance floor, and we just said it's not big
that's
I
not
don't
big enough.
That was not large.
No.
It was tiny.
But we have had an absolute ball, David and I, and every therapist that I've spoken to has said the same thing. It's been really good. The food has been amazing. I
Yeah, it's
have
been
to
really good.
state that unequivocally. The food has been so good. Yeah, it's been great, hasn't it, David?
Mhm.
You've had fun.
Yeah, I've certainly had fun. Glad I came. Some camaraderie.
That's what it's about, that whole networking. We all work pretty much individually. Yes, we
Yeah.
have that one-on-one with clients, but we don't have a majority of us therapists work as sole traders in our own clinic without anybody else.
Yeah.
So that's why we all hit the dance floor.
But it's interesting too, because some of our members come every year and they meet up. Like they're from all over
Yes.
Australia, and over time
Yes.
they've got to know each other, and they just get so the learning is one thing,
Yeah.
but that
Yeah.
networking, friendship, collegial, I don't know what other word I can think of, is
Yeah.
just very evident.
Yeah.
It's
I did
worse.
notice that at the gala dinner
Yeah.
last night. David and I were sitting with people that we didn't really know, but
Yeah.
most of them knew each other, but
Yeah.
they were from everywhere.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, one therapist I know, she describes it as her conference crew.
Yes.
She said, I love my conference crew. She literally comes every year to catch up with her conference crew.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
That's
for
cool.
the conference program.
And for the
Yes.
yeah, absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
The amazing.
The amazing content that we offer at the conference as well.
Yes.
Are we allowed to say where we're going next year?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's been announced.
Did you like how I announced?
Yes.
I was going to bring something else. I was going to wear my my daughter's West Coast Eagles top and have a trench coat on and look really sus out the front, and then just whip open the trench coat and have the West Coast Eagles. But I forgot that, so I had to kind of think of something on the fly how to announce it. So
Yeah.
So would you like to announce where we're
I think
going?
you just did.
I
by
did, didn't I?
announcing
West
the
Coast
jumper.
Eagles. We're heading to
Put it
Perth
on.
next year,
Yeah, perfect.
the most isolated city in the world.
Is
This
it?
is correct.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, so everybody's got to come to Perth.
Mhm.
Well, we have loved talking with you today. Thank you very much to Anne Davey and to Selena Hagen from Massage and Myotherapy Australia for joining us.
It's been so good. We've had such a great weekend. Thank you for chatting with us.
Thank
We'll
you.
pop
Very
contact details into the show notes if you have a question of the association. Know that they will get back to you.
Yes, we will.
They're not unapproachable at all.
No.
Someone is manning the phones and
They
the
are.
email
They are.
somewhere.
They are.
So if you are listening to us on your favorite podcasting app, please remember to like and to subscribe. And if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please leave us a rating or a review.
We love hearing from you, and thank you so much for listening, everyone. See you next week.
Wonderful. See you in the next one.